Greetings and salutations, and welcome to, you guessed it, Minecraft. Now, I don't play this like other people do. My goal in survival is to create megalithic structures. Like, legitimately tons of megalithic structures. Now, this is on hard difficulty. I did not put it on hardcore. And on hard difficulty, what I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to... Like, you take a lot more damage on hard than you do on normal. A lot more. I mean... It's bad. Obviously, I didn't do it on hardcore because I didn't want to die once and then be completely dead. But... I made a brand new world specifically to build new megaliths. And with all these pumpkins, this is where I'm going to do the pumpkin house. I had that slated for another world, but I thought, you know what? This time I'm going to make it here. And I do not like that sound effect. That's the sound of an underground hose. Leaf litter. Huh. No idea what those are, what they do. It's new to me. Those trees are great. I mean, because I'm gonna just end up using a whole bunch of trees for pretty much everything you can imagine. Charcoal, wood, construction, you name it, I'm gonna use it. I also have spruce off to the side. And I do have some texture packs put in here that help with the graphical quality of the lighting. So you'll see like sun shafts poking through certain things. It's not necessarily RTX, though they claim it is. It's like a pseudo RTX, which is great. I'm betting this leaf litter makes great fuel. I bet it makes a great starting fuel. So we're going to try that. Oh look, a death chasm. No surprise there. I only get 36,000 of those. Like every single place is a death chasm. Now the question is where do I want to build my entire structure? Everything. My house, my megaliths. I need access to water, so the water seems like a good play. Like right here. The only problem is the drowned. I don't want to have to deal with them every single night. So let's... There's some copper. Not that it helps. There's some more copper. Some surface copper, so to speak. There's some surface coal. There's more surface coal. You can't ever make copper tools. You ever notice that? I asked the developers why. Copper tools would be ideal. What's that? Anyway. Whoops. We're going to get in here. We're going to start making some items. Oops, wrong thing. Man, I haven't played this in a hot minute. You can tell. So I need some sticks. Let's see. I need a wooden axe and I need a wooden pickaxe. So far, so that'll be fine. So the wooden pickaxe will take one of those, and a wooden axe will take one of those. Let's get building. No worries, this will all get fixed later on. It'll all get fixed in post. Not like post-production, because I don't do post-production. I don't really want birch logs, not yet. I want some this though, so I can make a furnace. And yes, I mine straight down, even though they tell you never to mine straight down. Reason being, be ungovernable. That's why. Alright, so considering we have coal, we can make the birch planks, and we can make the furnace, because we actually have access to coal. So that's fine. So we can put the leaf litter there. I'll build around the copper. Probably shouldn't have, but I'm going to. By the end of day 2, day 1 or day 2, I should have an actually enclosed building. Probably gonna put the door out this side right here. Do a double door. You know, then we'll start building up like this. Alright, I need more trees. I've got dirt. There's dirt actually in my property though, right? It is in my property, so what I can do is I can actually till up the dirt and turn it into... I could plant trees on it, so that's a good thing. I can also use it to build food up above. I'm going to want to build torches, though. Trying to harvest only the birch, not the oak. Oak's a hassle for me, because it grows up in odd shapes, and I don't like it. Oh, good. Death hole. Right. Reason why it's called a death hole? Creepers, zombies, spiders, all sorts of ne'er-do-wells come up and out of death holes like that in the ground, and you won't think anything of it. You'll just be walking along, and all of a sudden you'll fall in one of them, and you'll fall to your death. So, yeah. I have a feeling I'm building right over the top of a chasm. I can almost feel it in my bones. Happens every time. Like, without fail. I'll be building, and I won't think anything of it, and I'll think, maybe there's a chasm here. Yeah, there's a chasm there. Those and those. And then... Ow. That's where the doors are going to be. Probably build doors. Actually, no, it's not going to matter, is it? No, it is not. You see, that's what you have to do right there. Oops, not what I wanted. The reason you do that is at night, obviously, as you know, stuff comes out to come kill you. And when it does, your best bet is to obviously have a way to hit it back and have a way to kill it. Well, that's what this is for. This hovel allows you to break free, which I'm going to be sitting here for the entire first night, just so you know. But you break free one of these holes, and you can hit that which is on the other side, which is usually skeletons or creepers or stuff, and you can do it safely. Obviously, you know, it's going to be kind of boring just sitting here, but it gives me a chance to talk about other things when I'm also going to be getting coffee. It gives me a chance to talk about like the megaliths and other structures and whatnot I built, right? There were times that I've built structures that it was ages ago, ages and ages and ages ago. Somebody, it was Lily Pichu, if I recall correctly. She was on Twitter, and she put up a thing that it said watermelon house complete. Okay, now she built it out of different colored wool and made it look like a watermelon. It's cool. Okay, give it to you. So I said, okay. And I set out building it before Halloween. This was ages ago on my old PC. Not this one and not the one before this one, but it was the one before that one. This PC I've had for about 4 years now, 5 years now. Previous one I had for about 7 or 8. And the one before that I had like 18. It was the Survivor. It was nuts. So nevertheless, on that old computer, the Survivor, I built a pumpkin house. And I built it out on the water. So I went all the way down to the bottom of where the water was on the ocean floor. And I started building up this pillar. Okay? And I built it out of sandstone to begin with. And then I went down and I replaced each piece of the sandstone with glass. So you could look out and see the water. And at the bottom of it was this little bulbous area, and you could go out, you could open the doors and walk out into the ocean floor. And there was, of course, ladder all the way down and lanterns, and it was lit. And then at the top of it, it was just this hatch that was out there in the water. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to dig out to that. And I had a tunnel that led from where I was to that area. And that was all made out of glass once it got into the water. But once it got into the actual tunnel, it went from being glass to tunnel. So it's kind of cool. It looked like it really just blended in with the outside. And so I was like, well, what am I going to do with it? I got to do something with it. And I have a whole bunch of pumpkins. And I mean, I had 64 were in a stack. I had... How many pumpkins would I have in a stack? Oh, I'd have... Well, I mean, obviously 64 in a stack, but how many stacks would I have at any given time? I think I would take 5 or 6 stacks out at any given time. That was 300 pumpkins, give or take. And I'd sail out there because it was out in the middle of the water. So I had this little rowboat, and I'd row myself all the way out there and get off, and I'd start building. And I thought, well, I'm not just going to make a 2-dimensional pumpkin. No, I'm going to make a 3-dimensional jack-o'-lantern. So I started building the rings out to the pumpkin, right? And I had it built so that it went up and around the sides and everything. And I didn't build like the ridges you would find in a normal pumpkin. I couldn't because there was way too many pumpkins. About halfway up. And I built this thing, I don't know, probably 30, 40 blocks high. And halfway up, the ring just the one lap of the outer ring of the pumpkin, one about halfway up, was 215 pumpkins, give or take. It was well over 3 whole stacks of pumpkins just to make one ring. And there was like 7 or 8 of those rings. So that shows how many pumpkins I put in. I mean, that was 1,600 pumpkins easy. And that wasn't including leading up to that, which each successive ring going up got bigger and bigger until that ring. So I was using thousands of pumpkins. I probably put 2,000, 3,000, maybe almost 4,000 pumpkins into building just this thing. But I didn't end there. I had black stained glass, and I made the eyes, the triangular shaped eyes, and the mouth, as though it was carved. Then I didn't stop there. On the top, I built a green wool stem that came off and curved. When I got it all said and done, and the mouth had a door in it, so that you could sail right in and just open the door and get in. And right in the middle was this pillar of lava that had glass around it, so that the lava, and there was lanterns and everything inside of it. And there was a couple of floors because it was that big. If there wasn't, there was going to be stuff spawning in there, and I didn't want that. I had torches galore in there, and you could see the lighting through the eyes of the pumpkin. So you could see the black glass, you could see the lighting behind it, you could see the mouth, you could see the lighting behind it. So you could look out and you could kind of see like an illuminated, dimly lit pumpkin. And so I posted it, and I was just like, I'll see your watermelon house, and I raise you a jack-o'-lantern house made out of pumpkins. Now, I didn't have the shears to go through and make them all out of jack-o'-lanterns, but part of me wishes I did. Because that would have been awesome. Imagine that, making a jack-o'-lantern house out of jack-o'-lanterns. The amount of time that took. No, Minecraft is one of those games where it's make your own fun, right? A lot of people like to go and kill the bosses. They like to kill the Ender Dragon. They like to kill the Wither. Not once have I done that. Not once have I been to the end. Not once have I killed the Ender Dragon. And not once have I killed the Wither. I have no drive to. I get in here, and the first thing I do is I'm like, I'm going to build skeleton off to my right. I believe a spider off to my right, too. And I build megaliths. They're out there, waiting for the daylight to come up so they can burn. They're burning. I can hear them. That's the problem right there. Alright. So I don't know if this guy's gonna come after me. He is. Step out into the daylight, dude. Ow. That hurt. Got him. Basically dead, though. Alright. First couple of days are going to be a problem. Let's come over here and build another axe. Actually, let's build a stone axe. Alright, so we know that we've got some fuel in here. Let's put more fuel in there. And I'm going to keep up with my whole aesthetic that I got going on here. Oops. Ow. Hopefully it doesn't require too much glass. Beautiful. We're going to come over here and we got to make doors. And then plant them in a way that I'm not a complete idiot. Ooh. Wait, hold on. I don't even know why I went out the door. I need more sticks to become shovels. Shovel. I like when they used to have like the pirate speak. And it was just like they called it a stone spade. And they call it a stone spade. What did they call an axe? What was it? A cleaver, I think it was. It's like a stone cleaver. And then a sword was a cutlass. Called it a stone cutlass. It was kind of cool. They used to have like different language packs, and they had it listed in like all these different languages. And pirate was one of them, so that was always the one that I preferred to play on, was pirate. I need sand. Lots and lots of sand. Without having to cross the waters. If I cross the water, I'm going to die. Well, there's some sand. Well, let's do it. It's probably going to lead to a sinkhole. $100. Sinkhole? What do you think? I have done so much digging of sand. It's not even remotely funny. Trust me, if you saw the giant, giant copper creeper I built, you'll know why I'm talking about having so much sand. I'm hoping these leaves burn, though. That's what I'm hoping for. If they don't burn, I'm in trouble. Not a whole lot of trouble, but a little bit of trouble. Because if the leaves don't burn, I have to sit there and, like, go and get the coal out of the hole in the ground. And after I get the coal out of the hole in the ground, I gotta turn around and I gotta deal with a whole bunch of stuff. Might have to kill a pig here soon, get some food. To get the nourishment. Since that creeper blew up on me. Alright. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take a pig. I don't like doing that. Not because it's, brutalizing an animal or anything like that, but it's because it's so much easier to just grow your own wheat once you get wheat. Okay, so the leaves do burn, but they burn poorly. Shock. I may have to build this. You know what I'm going to do? I don't like the odd shape of it. I really don't. I may just fill that in at some point in time. Panes of glass. Do I not have enough? There we go. Um. Hmm. When they said borderless glass, they weren't kidding, were they? Is there a video? Let's turn ray tracing. Is that ray tracing on? Well, whatever. Still can't see it. Hmm. Well, that's going to be a problematic, isn't it? I won't know what glass I've done and what glass I haven't. Whoops. Talk about borderless glass. Wow. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this video here. It is the start. It's almost a half hour. I still need to record one other thing, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to get on that because that's going to take me about a half hour. Anyway, I hope you like the rather inauspicious start. What will soon be Minecraft megaliths. This will be another one of those things where I can kind of go off and think on my own and to kind of have the philosophical jaunts because it's a lot of work. And then I'll also be sitting there trying to think of structures to build, and that'll come to me when it does. But I thank everybody for coming out and watching, and I thank everybody for just paying attention, watching the video, enjoying it. I hope you had a great time, because I did. Hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, have a good one.